In this video, we are going to talk about the for statement in Java. I am on the Oracle official documentation, and they say, the for statement provides a compact way to iterate over a range of values. Programmers often refer to it as the for loop because of the way in which it repeatedly loops until a particular condition is satisfied. In other words, you will use the for statement each time you know how many times you want an expression to be repeated. Okay? So, how do we write it? For, parenthesis, inside the parenthesis, initialization, semicolon, termination, semicolon, and the increment. And a block of code made with braces, opening braces, closing braces, and inside we will write an expression that will be repeated the number of times we will set. All right, so let's jump into an example. As you know now, we are doing main method each time we are doing a new exercise, but in real life, on a real Java program, you will have only one method for sure. Okay, this is just for those lectures. I did it this way to make the things more easy to understand, but keep in mind, we will see later on a real Java program, you will absolutely not have 6 main methods. You will have only one main method that will be the entry point. Okay, so let's do a for loop. So I did for this exercise a new Java class. I called it for statement. As you know now, I wrote it with the naming conventions. I'm writing the keyword for, parenthesis, and inside I'm writing my first expression, which is the initialization. This is a variable of type int called I equal 0 semicolon. I just declare a variable of type int called I, and I put it 0 inside it. It's not a big deal. The second expression is the termination. This will set our loop to know when it will stop. I'm saying I smaller than 101. This means as long as I is smaller than 101, our loop will keep executing this expression. As soon as I will be no longer smaller than 101, it will break. The third expression here is the increment. So this will set what happens after each iteration. Okay, in this case, we will add 1 to I. Okay, I want to show you two more things. As you noticed, we are using a unary operator, which is plus plus. This is the increment operator. You remember it increments a value by 1. So this is a pretty common way to do it, but we could have done this also. It works. It will be pretty much the same in this case, okay? But we will do this way that time. And I want to show you something new about variable naming convention. I don't know if you look at this table well, but regarding the variable names convention, naming convention, they say common names for temporary variable are I, J, K, M, and N for integers, C, D, and E for characters. So int I semicolon, and this is pretty much what we are doing right now. We are declaring a temporary variable because this variable is only to set our for loop. This is its only goal. All right, so we will say it's a temporary variable. By convention, we can name it I. And when we will do nested loops, the next part of the initialization, the next one will be a J. Anyway, so we are going to understand step by step what is going to happen when I'm going to run this small piece of code. The purpose of this code is to making 101 outputs in my Java console. I want to write in my console from 0 to 100. Okay? So what's going to happen first is the declaration and the initialization of this variable I. Okay? And then the compiler will check first if I is smaller than 101. If it is, it will do what's inside the braces here, and in this case I'm making an output of, you guessed it, I. So it will make an output showing 0. Once this expression will be executed, the iterator, the increment operator, will add 1 to I. So I will be no longer 0, but will become 1. And then it will check again if I is under 101. In this case, it will be, because it will be 1. So it will do again this expression. And in this case, I will be 1. So I will have an output inside the console of 1, etc. until I will be 100. It will make the last output, writing 100 inside the console. It will add 1 to I, so I will be 101. And then the last check will happen is I smaller than 101. The answer is no at this point, so the loop will, what we will say, breaks and stop, and we will go out of the loop. And in this case, it will be the end of our program. One last thing you have to understand, each time we are having a check here, this expression will return a Boolean. It can be true or false. So as long as I is smaller than 101, this expression will return true. If this is not the case, at the last step, when I will be equal to 101, this expression, this check, will return false. Okay? This is really important to understand it. So let's do it. I'm doing right click, run the for statement. As you can see, my loop worked well, and I had 101 outputs because the 0 comes. So that's pretty much it for this first exercise with loops. Make sure you are writing it without mistakes, because any mistake at this point will lead you to, for instance, with an eternal loop. Or even the loop will never start if you did something wrong here. Once you are comfortable and you did it, you managed to make your 101 outputs inside the console, I'll catch you in the next lecture.